And we are rolling. So, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So, who's ready to go traveling again? Maybe? No? Okay, that's fine. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to the state of Massachusetts, all the way on the East Coast. So, to those of you who may have heard of this, you may already know a few things, but you might learn something new here today. All right, so let's get started. So, by a show of hands, has anyone been to Massachusetts?
No.
No. Okay, do you know anybody from Massachusetts? No? I guess it's a big no. All right. So, I've been to Massachusetts. More specifically, I've been to the city of Boston. It's very beautiful over there. I can tell you some things that I saw over there, especially some of the cold weather, which we will talk about later. So those of you who are watching at home, we are going to be learning about this one state that used to be one of the original colonies during the American Revolution. And we're going to see where it has been and where it is now. So let's get started. So to start with, Massachusetts, it's one of the smallest states in the U.S., and it is located in the American Northeast. It borders a few other states, namely Vermont, New Hampshire, New York, Rhode Island, and Connecticut. And to the east is the Atlantic Ocean. So if you go over there during the summer times and the spring times, it might get a little humid, but during the autumn and winter seasons, it gets really cold. And depending on where you are, it also snows. So you may want to bundle up for the winter. And geographically speaking, it is a bunch of valleys and mountains and a huge coastline right around the east. And you have a few islands over here that belong to the state of Massachusetts. It is beautiful. Even though we went there during the winter, it was really cold. I got sick a couple of times. I was a little kid. Don't judge me. So, as far as anything else is concerned, the state capital, speaking of which, is Boston. It's where I went. Boston, if you look over here, is somewhere right about the eastern part. It's along the coastline. And because it's located in the coastline, that's why you'll see a lot of fishing vessels, a lot of boats, a lot of these, again, fishing vessels. They go out and catch fish, lobsters, crabs. You guys like lobsters? I know I do. So if you guys like seafood, you're going to love it in Boston. So let's talk a little bit of brief history about Massachusetts and everything that we've known so far. So you can see on this map, this is the Colonial Map of Massachusetts. Once upon a time, it was one of many colonies along the American East Coast. So you might have learned this in school. There were originally 13 colonies. This is one of them. And as you can tell, because of where Massachusetts is located, obviously there's going to be a lot of trade from one side to another, one side of the Atlantic to the other side. And they were one of the producers of pepper and tea. So that's the part of the reason why the British were basically saying, you guys are going to be over here producing tea so we can have more tea back in England, back in the British Isles. So that's pretty much where this idea that this would be one of many places where a lot of agricultural goods would be made. Again, the aforementioned tea, pepper, and then alongside that, you got potatoes, and I can go on. So it started out as a commonwealth. It was just another word for territory, but back then it was pretty loosely defined, so it could have gone many ways. And if you've heard of the Boston Tea Party, which was a big protest against the taxes that were being implemented on tea, especially upon the people of Massachusetts, it happened over here, Boston Harbor. Again, because they're located on the coastline, you're going to see a lot of boats. Yeah, and during this time, there was a huge influx of immigrants. They ranged from the Scots, the Irish, the Welsh, the English, even a little bit of French. So that's why you'll see a lot of Irish influences from the east downward to the west. So today it has something of a population ranging in the millions. So yeah, where you're probably wondering where the name Massachusetts comes from. Even I did not know for a while, and it's still kind of unclear. But if I'm pronouncing these words correctly, it comes from a Native American word, Massachusetts, which basically means big mountain. They were referring to the large mountains over here, right on the Central Plains. So that's pretty much where the name Massachusetts comes from. The name Boston, on the other hand, which is the state capital, that's an Irish name. So it has a lot of Gaelic influences. So let's move on to what Massachusetts is known for. Who's hungry?
Me.
Massachusetts is known for clam chowder. Yep. Kind of the funny thing is, clam chowder was started over here in Massachusetts. And in case you guys are wondering, yeah, this is just basically a little bit of basil leaves, just to give it a little more flavor. It's often accompanied with some bread, more specifically sourdough bread. And sometimes you'll have butter to accompany that bread. And depending on who you are, maybe you'll like a good beer, because beer is produced here. Like some of the biggest producers of beer are in Massachusetts. The lagers you hear about, Boston lagers. That's where it is. So you learn something new every day. So let's move on to the next one. Who's ready to go back to school?
Not me.
One of the most famous schools in this country is located in Massachusetts, Harvard University. So if you guys get good grades, if you pay attention in class, who knows? Maybe you'll make it into Harvard University. And Harvard is one of those schools that has produced some of the biggest alumni. They include business leaders, they include U.S. presidents, inventors, and even literary scholars. Yes, Katie? You had a question? Yeah.
You been to Boston?
You've been to Boston?
Oh, my God.
Yep. So how was that? Was it cold? Yeah. It was cold for me. So yeah, Harvard is one of the many schools called, it was part of a conference called the Ivy League. So you have 8 schools in total. So Harvard is one of them. Another one is Yale. The other is Princeton. The other is Columbia. You have Dartmouth College and Pennsylvania. So pay attention in school, get good grades. Who knows? Maybe you'll be one of the graduates of Harvard. Who would love to go to a school like this? Looks nice, doesn't it?
Just to go visit.
Katie wants to go.
You want to go to school over there, Katie? You got to get good grades. You got to get straight A's. Yep. So Harvard University is well known for a lot of these buildings that go back to the colonial era. This is one of the original buildings, the school's library. Furthermore, it has been expanded. So it was expanded to keep further records of our history. So let's move on from there. Who likes the Boston Red Sox? Anybody Boston Red Sox fan here?
No. Baseball, huh? I'm not a baseball fan.
No? So one of the most famous sports teams is the Boston Red Sox. Yep. So if you go to Boston today or anywhere in Massachusetts, chances are somebody is a Red Sox fan. Most likely anyone who lives in and around the Boston area. So good luck not seeing red everywhere. Anyone like the Patriots? There we go again. Here we go again.
Patriots.
Oh my goodness. If Matt were here in this class, he would have been very excited for this.
Our friend Tim right here is a Patriots fan.
Oh, Tim, you were a Patriots fan.
Tim, do you like the Patriots?
Yeah. Then you're gonna love it in Massachusetts. This is where they're headquartered. You like the Patriots?
Yeah.
Yeah, but sorry to disappoint you. Sorry to disappoint you. Tom Brady does not play for the Patriots anymore. He plays for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah, true story. It was shocking to me as it was to anyone who follows football.
Yeah.
Why did he end up further south in the American East Coast is beyond me. So, yeah, anytime you go to Massachusetts, you got the Patriots. Even though they're called New England, kind of the thing is you have to remember New England is 6 states within the American Northeast. Massachusetts is one of them. So let's move on from there. So, any famous people from Massachusetts? Anyone familiar with Dr. Seuss?
Yeah, of course. We grew up with.
Most of us have grown up with Dr. Seuss. Yes, Patricia.
I bought library books from the library with Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, we all have read a book by Dr. Seuss at some point or another. He is one famous person from Massachusetts. Of course, you're probably wondering what his real name is. His real name was Theodore Geisel. But sometimes he would spell his last name backwards, and it would be Leseg, as to give him the impression that he's kind of French. Not really. But he really did spell his name backwards sometimes. But yeah, Dr. Seuss, one of the most acclaimed children's authors. He's from Massachusetts, so let's move on from there. Barack Obama was also from Massachusetts. He actually went to school in Harvard. So if you end up going to any museums where we talk about U.S. presidents, you're more likely to find him as one of those from the American East Coast. So, made history. So, any of you familiar with the Red Cross?
Yes.
Well, the founder of the Red Cross is from Massachusetts as well. This is Clara Barton. She made a name for herself during the American Civil War. When she was a nurse for the Union Army, she would tend to the wounded and the sick, because back then, medical technology and medicine in general, it was a pretty bad situation. So whenever she was out there, she felt compelled to help people in need. So that's why she and a bunch of American and international medical practitioners, they ended up coming together to found the Red Cross. And they ended up founding the Red Cross in, of all places, Switzerland, where I did a class, actually. I did a class on that. And I think I should have brought up the fact that the Red Cross is just basically the Swiss flag inverted. That's all it is. So the cross would be white on the Swiss flag, but on the Red Cross, it would be red, as you can tell. So anyone who is familiar with the Red Cross, you can easily tell anybody who the founder was, Clara Barton. So let's move on from there. So here's a question. What do you call somebody from Massachusetts? Does anybody know? Massachusetts. No.
Massachusetts people.
Nope.
Mass.
Probably. If you want to shorten it, they're called Massachusettan.
Oh, wow.
So close.
Pretty close, but no cigars. We don't condone smoking. So, ladies and gentlemen, you'll notice on this map that a lot of the major cities are located right over here. Sparsely populated areas would be right towards the mountainous area. You'll notice a pattern here. Where there are major cities with massive populations, but with mountain areas, you tend to notice that there are a lot of sparsely populated communities like towns, villages, and hamlets. So you have about 8 million people living in Boston, and you have the rest dispersed all the way towards the west. You'll notice a pattern with Massachusetts and a lot of East Coast states they have a massive Irish population. A lot of people can trace their heritage back to Ireland. The reason for this was because during the American Revolution, you had a lot of Irish people looking for new opportunities in the New World. But it wasn't until the mid-1800s there was a famine that struck Ireland, and that's why they were unable to grow potatoes that was needed to make alcohol. It was needed to make more food. But ultimately, potatoes are one of those foods that can just do anything. So Massachusetts proved to be fertile farmland for potatoes. And that's why you'll go to places in Boston or New Bedford. You'll notice there are a lot of Irish people there. It's been said there are more Irish people living in the U.S. than actual Irish people living in Ireland. So in other words, for every one American, there's about anywhere between 20 to 25 Irish people per capita
On the East Coast?
on the East Coast alone.
Wow.
That's just the East Coast alone. The West Coast, it is anywhere between 1 to 11 per capita. So in other words, there's a very good chance here in California, you'll find somebody of Irish ancestry back to Massachusetts, back to Ireland. That would be you?
I have ancestors that live in, a family that still lives in Ireland, in County Kerry.
There you go. Therein lies my point.
Yeah.
So, but your chances are far more likely over here because, there's a lot of Irish pride. So, let's conclude today's class. By the way, in case you're wondering, this is actually southern Boston. In case you guys are wondering where this is. So, ladies and gentlemen, what have we learned today? We learned something about the Boston Red Sox. We learned something about the Patriots. Okay.
Food.
Learned something about
Chowder.
Yeah.
Tea, pepper.
Yep.
Tea.
So,
There's lots of Irish people there.
a lot of Irish people. Yep. Because times have changed, but some things never change. Boston is an example of that. Massachusetts as a whole is an example of that. There's a lot of tradition with some modernity, but what you have to understand about Massachusetts is that they take pride in everything they do pretty seriously, especially when it comes to sports. Sorry, Laura, with the Patriots.
Whatever.
So next time you go to Massachusetts, remember, try the food, meet the people, experience the culture. I tell you this right now as a way to tell you that we have to be open-minded about certain things, including the environment where you are, especially where you are now. Because California is a melting pot of cultures here in the West Coast. Over there is New York, but Massachusetts gets a cut of that as well. So, without further ado, let's just conclude by saying, if you guys are interested in going to Massachusetts, I prefer that you guys go during the winter. It's very beautiful. That's what I have to say about it. And get a lot of clam chowder. Real clam chowder. Thank you so much. I've been your host, Jeremy. Thank you for having me here.
Out of town.
Yeah, out of town. Hold on. Ready? Say hello to your friends that are still at home. Say hello to your friends that are at home, you guys. Tell them that you guys miss them. You just want them to come back. Right? Who do you guys miss? Yeah? Say hello, Katie. Hi. What were we talking about today? What was your worksheet about? What was our topic about? First in the morning, yeah, we stretched. We did some yoga in the chair, right? And then what else did we do? Stretching. All right, you guys. So we're gonna show you guys a little bit about what we do in the morning. You guys ready? You guys want to share with everyone at home who's watching? How do we stretch?
Yeah.
Okay, so get into position. Move your chairs around, you guys.
1-minute chair yoga routine developed by Chronic Pain Center at Toronto Rehab Roxy Center. In this video, we hope to show you that yoga doesn't have to be hard to be effective. These gentle postures can help improve your breathing, range of motion, strength, and flexibility. Kara and Allison will be showing you the different levels of difficulty for each exercise, so you can pick and choose what works for your body. Remember to listen to yourself and stop if you feel pain, dizziness, or shortness of breath. Before you start, you will need to find a firm-backed chair without wheels. A towel or strap can be helpful for some, and make sure that you're well hydrated. Let's begin by taking a few mindful, deep breaths in and out through the nose if possible. As you do, feel your feet grounding down through the floor and feel the crown of your head reaching upwards towards the sky.
Show them when you guys sit up
Sitting
straight.
in a tall, dignified position,
Now take a deep breath.
drawing the belly in slightly.
Inhale.
And if you can, move your back away from the back of the chair to
Yeah, for
engage
your
more of the
lungs.
core muscles.
Inhale.
Feel the rise and fall of your belly
Exhale.
as you breathe. And relax any
Inhale.
obvious areas of tension throughout the body.
Exhale.
Remember, if there are any exercises you would like to skip over during this program, you can always come back to this position and breathe deeply.
Inhale. One more
We will
time.
call this position Tall Mountain
Exhale.
Pose.
One more. Inhale.
So starting in Tall Mountain Pose, begin to inhale, sit tall,
Oh, they're saying
and
today
gently
is
look up. Arch your back
Gretchen's
as much as is
birthday.
comfortable for you.
So when you guys see her, say happy birthday to her.
Down to your belly. Good.
Okay.
We'll do this 5 times.
You saying happy
At your
birthday
own
to her?
pace.
Nice.
Inhale, look up, draw your shoulders back.
Yeah.
And then exhale, curl and round forward.
Okay, doing our exercises.
Great. Feel the spine moving and flexing. Notice where the movement comes easily and where the movement is more challenging. Feel the stretch through the spine. Okay, last one. Now moving into seated or standing sun salutations. Inhale and lift your arms forward and up as high as you can. Then exhale, bring your palms together.
Exhale.
Lower the arms to your chest. Inhale, open the arms wide. And exhale, lower down. Good. 4 more times. Inhale, reach the arms up, looking to the fingers. Exhale, palms together and down. Big breath in, arms out to a T shape. Exhale, lower and release. Number 3, inhale, looking up. Exhale, palms together and down. Inhale, reach open. Exhale, lower the arms. Number 4, inhale, arms reach up as high as you can.
Reach up to the sky.
Palms come together as you exhale, lower down. Inhale, open. And exhale, release. Last one if you can. Inhale, arms up.
Inhale.
Exhale, palms draw together and down.
Exhale.
Inhale, and do a T shape with the arms. And exhale, release. Great. Now, moving into a seated spinal twist, sitting in tall mountain. Inhale.
Inhale.
When you're ready, exhale and begin to look over the right shoulder. You can hook your right elbow behind the back of the chair if you like. And exhale, come back to tall mountain. Same thing on the left side. Inhale and exhale, looking over the left. Hook the arm around the back of the chair if you like. One breath.
Come back to
Exhale,
center.
release. Let's do that again on each side. Inhale, exhale, twisting to the right. For more challenge, you can reach the right arm out behind you and then exhale, come back to center. Inhale,
Twist to the other side.
Turn to the left. Reach the left arm straight back if you like, gazing at the fingers. Inhale. And exhale. Come back to center. Very good. Next, we'll do seated half moon pose. You're going to inhale and bring your arms up into a T shape. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Turn the right palm up and reach to the right. Good. Now come back to center. Turn the left palm up and reach to the left. Good. Breathe. And come back to center. Release the arms. Take a breath here. We'll do that one more time on each side. So when you're ready, reach the arms up. Right palm turns up and reach over the right. Exhale back to center. Inhale, reach to the left.
Other side.
And exhale back to center and lower the arms. Let's do seated child's pose next. On an exhale, round your spine and let your torso drop over
Touch
your
your toes
knees.
and you kind of knock your
Together like
knees,
Kara's
okay?
or wide apart like Allison's.
Take a deep breath.
Dangle
Inhale.
the arms, relax the head and shoulders,
Exhale.
and breathe. Few deep breaths.
Inhale.
In and out.
Exhale.
Very nice. Stretching and slowly coming back up to seated tall mountain. Roll the shoulders. Now place your right forearm across both thighs. Reach your left arm to the ground beside your foot. Inhale, reach the left arm up as you gaze to the fingers. Seated angle pose. Hold for a breath, and then exhale, drop the arm down, and sit back up into tall mountain. Now take your left forearm to the thighs, dangle the right arm down, gaze to the fingers, inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach the arm down, and sitting up into tall mountain. One more time on each side, starting with the right forearm on the thighs and dangling the left arm down beside your foot. On an inhale, reach the arm up and look to the fingers. Hold for a breath. As you exhale, lower the arm down and sit back up. Now place your left forearm on your thighs. Reach the right arm down. Inhale, looking up. Go as high as you can with the arm. Exhale, lower back down. And release, sitting tall. Roll the shoulders if you like. Now bring your palms and elbows together like Allison, or wind your forearms around one another like Kara. Start with the right arm underneath the left arm. If you're winding the forearms, breathe into the shoulder blades, sitting tall and pressing the palms together. Lift the elbows a little higher. Good, then release. Roll the shoulders. And we'll repeat that again. This time, if you're crossing the arms like Kara, cross the right arm on top of the left arm. Press the palms together. Inhale and exhale. Lift the elbows. Breathe between the shoulder blades. And release. Shake it out. Well done.
Almost.
Roll the
How are you
shoulders
feeling?
forward and backward
Good?
a few
Fine?
times to loosen the joint. Now grab a towel if you like. We're going to do some single knee circles. So reach under the right
Let's show
thigh.
them how we
both
do our
hands
knee
toward towel.
circles.
Circle the knee.
Your hand. Circle it.
Go 3 times in one direction and then change direction.
Good. And do your feet or your ankles.
Now cross the right ankle on top of the left knee for a hip stretch. Reach the arms up if you like as you inhale, and then exhale. Lean as far forward over the legs as you can until you feel a stretch. Hold and breathe here.
Good stretching, Brady.
Show them how you stretch your legs like this. Show them.
Sit down a little bit.
Inhale, releasing out of the pose. Shake your legs out. We'll start with single knee circles on the left leg. Grab your towel or reach your hands behind your knee. Circle 3 times one direction
Good
and
job.
3
Yeah.
times the
Move your
other
leg.
direction. Now cross your ankle on top of the thigh, or simply cross your legs at the knees. Inhale and exhale, lean forward until you feel a stretch. Good. Now focus on deep breaths in and out.
Good job.
I did.
Good.
Releasing through the left hip.
Inhale. Exhale. One more. Exhale.
Inhale and release. Shake the legs out.
Shake your legs.
Now sitting forward in your chair, straighten the right leg and keep the left knee bent. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, lean forward, keep both hands on the left thigh. Feeling a stretch in the right leg. If you like, you can reach for your right toes.
If you can't touch your toes, it's
Hold
not
for
your
a
knee.
few breaths. Relax through the shoulders and face. Breathing deeply. Inhale, sitting back up and changing sides. Stretch out the left leg. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, lean forward. Place the hands on the bent right knee. Reach for the left toes if you like. And breathe. Try to keep the spine long and the shoulders relaxed. Breathing in and breathing out, feeling the stretch in the left leg.
How are your legs feeling, you guys? Good? Okay. You do? Good.
Inhale, sitting back up, bend the knees. Now it's time to stand up. We'll do some poses to work on balance and strength using the chair for stability. Hold onto the chair with your left hand. Slowly lift the right heel, ball, and toes off the ground, and bicycle the leg 3 times forward. And then 3 times the other direction, backwards. Feel free to turn the wrist at the same time, working on coordination. Now for tree pose, place the right foot against the inner calf or thigh. Open the right knee to the side, reach the arm up if you like, and hold for 3 breaths.
Hold on to your chair. Good job. Then twist your leg. Here. Let's see how I get that. And what did it do?
Exhale and release.
Good job.
Let's repeat this on the left side.
Yeah.
Holding onto the chair with your right hand. Begin by lifting the foot and bicycling the knee 3 times forward,
Or your table.
and then 3 times backwards.
Backwards. Let's feel that stretch on your leg.
Now for tree pose. If you
Good
can,
job.
bring the foot to the inner
Tree
shin
pose. Hold on
or
to your table
thigh.
or your chair.
Then reach through the arms, or just like Kara, you can bring the palms together. You feel you don't need the chair for assistance. Breathing deeply and grounding over
So
the
what's that?
standing
Go, Robin, go. You okay? Hold on to your chair. You just march.
and exhale,
You be
release.
marching.
Now for chair-assisted downward dog. Face the chair. Place the
This is
hands on
gonna
the back of
stretch
the
your
chair.
arms.
Feet are hip distance apart and
Hold
walk
on
the
to your
legs
chair,
back.
Robin.
Lower the
You
chest
okay?
downwards
Hold on to
until
your
the
chair.
head comes between the upper arms. And hold here for 5 breaths.
Hold on. Stretch your
Feel free to
arms and your
soften
back.
your knees a little bit. Lift the sitting bones up towards
to
the
your
sky.
Hold on to your chair. And if you're
Press
tired, you
gently
can
through
always
the
go back
palms
to
of
your
the
seat and
hands.
sit down, okay? And then just sitting down, you have to stretch your arms. Stretch your arms, Tim. Show them how you stretch your arms like this. Good job. Good job.
And inhale, walk slowly back towards the chair.
Okay.
Now chair assisted warrior pose. Step the right foot back, right heel in, and right toes out. Keep the right leg as straight as
Hold
possible.
on to your chair.
Bend the left knee. Place the hands
Good
on the
job,
hips
Tim. Good job, everyone.
and hold here.
You're funny.
Press down through the back heel to feel a stretch in the calf muscle. Lift the chest up. Shoulder blades draw back and down.
Okay, hold on to
And
your chair. Come
release.
back.
Step forward. When you're ready, step the left foot back.
Switch leg.
Bend the right knee.
Whoa, really?
Feel free to choose any hand position you like. Holding
Careful,
onto
hold
the
on to your chair.
bringing your hands to the hips or palms together. Press through the back heel. Lift the chest. Draw the shoulders back. Most importantly, breathing deeply. Good. Stepping forward again. And we'll come back to the chair, sitting down in tall mountain, stretching through the neck. Inhale and exhale, drop the right ear to the right shoulder.
Sit down back in your
Take
chair.
a few breaths.
We're gonna stretch our neck. Go slowly, okay? Stretch your neck.
Inhale up. Now exhale over to the left. Left ear towards the left shoulder and stretch the right side of the neck. Breathing steadily and
Switch
gently
slowly.
into the stretch. Inhale to come up. Tuck your chin in and exhale, gazing down. Stretching through the back of the neck. Keep the shoulders relaxing down away from the ears. Breathe. And inhale, release. Congratulations. You've completed all the exercises in this routine. We will close now with a breathing relaxation.
All right, you guys. Good job. Awesome. And that concludes our day today. Say bye to the camera, you guys.
Bye.
Until tomorrow. No, next Thursday.
Oh, next Thursday. And next Friday.